You walk into the strange forest. You see some type of person wearing a suit, very tall, slender looking. He stands there. Your camera goes to a fuzz. You look to see his face, but he has nothing, just a white, blank, nothing. No eyes, no nose, nothing. You run some more. He keeps following. He's everywhere. You stumble across what looks like a page. Some of them say, "Help me, can't run." He's always looking. Don't look into his eyes. There's even a picture of him. But then once you see him, you see black. Slenderman was a very interesting character in its own time, and one of the best entities and creepypastas of the old century, like back in the days of when I was young, like 8 to 12 years old. I never knew the character until I watched Markiplier play the video game called Slenderman the Eight Pages and Slenderman the Arrival. Slenderman is one of those creepy entities that nobody knows. The tendrils he uses is to collect his children or any of his prey, but nobody knows what happens to the children after he grabs them. After looking at some of these Photoshop pictures, you do realize that they are Photoshopped. They don't exist. It's almost like somebody just painted it in the background, and that's what made it scary. But the thing that's so scary about Slenderman is that he has become legendary. Video games, TV, well, a 2018 film that basically sucked, and also a murder. Yeah, that's right. Two girls stabbing another girl almost to death, one of them taking at least 23 years in a mental hospital. And I won't go too in-depth into that, but I will go into depth into the legendary parts of the Slender Man. It was very interesting to look at some type of monster that created, pretty much a very long time ago by an Awfuls forum. It's very interesting. The thing about Slender Man, and probably for quite a long time, and let me just put this out there. Let me get to the skinny here. I'll show you the actual skinny here. Basically, a page like this, but with his own handwriting, hanged up against the tree or some surface. You must collect 8 in order to win. That was what the game was about. But the one thing that was so interesting about Slenderman is we don't know his origin. And I think that's what stayed in mystery. That's kind of like what I liked about some types of monsters, is that you don't really know much about them. So that's why it stayed in secret. Slenderman, I still don't understand the parts, and like I said, the 2018 film didn't help shit. But the actual Slenderman, like games, and even the creepypastas that have been told beforehand, have created the legend of it. He's in everywhere, between shirts to merchandise to games to everything. He has become the staple of the horror genre for me. And he still gets me. For something this old, still scares me to this very date. And I think that's due to the fact that it actually is in suspense, like you don't know where he is. There are different areas that you can look through. You look to see if he's there, but yet you hear him, but you don't see him. He stalks his prey, like some type of criminal mastermind. But nobody knows what happened to him. Nope, nobody knows who he was. Is he like the spawn of Satan? Was he somebody who was out of the ordinary? Is he supernatural? Nobody knows. In fact, yeah, nobody knows. Even I don't know. I wish I could tell you the whole story, but I don't know. I heard in an Awfuls forum that this was created strictly from the Awfuls forum, and it was basically based off of one of the writers for H.P. Lovecraft. Yep, the Reanimator. But Nobody still knows what this is about. All we know is he was a slender figure with a suit, tendrils coming out of his body, no face, pale white head, and and just has a bunch of pages stacked around all over the place. Collect them all, he won't kill you. But you don't, he will catch up to you. That was what it was. That's all we know. That's all we know. And it was a very interesting one too, because I always loved the kind of like style of it where you just have to survive. You have to think your instincts. You have to think. Very little stamina up speed. You walk, you listen. This is what a scary game was. Nowadays, like even for Call of Duty, even though they've made scary games beforehand, they just kind of like dwindle it down a bit just for the younger audience to like, taste it in. I'm like, come on. We need more fear in the audience. We don't need this like baby stuff. This baby stuff is confetti. This is fireworks. Slenderman is like fireworks as Black Ops 4 Zombies is confetti. That is what I am trying to summarize here. Slenderman is scary, Black Ops 4 isn't. But I do love the origin, and I think all of you will too. Now we're done with this freaking monster. Now, coming up tomorrow, after Slenderman, after I'm done crossing out Slenderman, as you can see, I hadn't crossed it out yet, but coming tomorrow, we're going to be looking at a monster that is from the 50s, and oh my god, I can't wait to talk about this B-movie monster of horror. I'm sorry. I'll catch you later.